Hi, as my first pen review, today I'll be talking about a classic and a pen that I really love. This was the fountain pen that I got when I was a teenager not really teenager, in my late teens when I got it in university, and I really loved this pen. I got this pen, by the way, is called the PFM, and anybody in the pen world who have looked or even read about vintage pen should know about PFM. It stands for Pen for Men. This classic came from Sheaffer, and in my opinion, the new ones just don't match up to the older ones. This is PFM Mark II, and like all great pens, they have their Mark 1s, their Mark 2s and Mark 3s. I am absolutely crazy over this pen. The history of my first pen was rather sad. I lost it in university. It was a green legacy Sheaffer pen, which somehow during moving and some stupid policy within the university, just someone threw my pen out as trash. And after that, I just searched years for a pen like this to find a replacement for it, which I finally found here in Malaysia at KS Gill. They had an older version of this. This is not the legacy. This is the Mark II. Why I like this pen so much, I don't know. I'm just nuts over it. It's probably the make of it, the feel of it in the hand. I think mainly is that, and of course, who can say no to the great inlaid nib? I hope this is focusing. You know, the nib of it just flows beautifully, and all vintage pens users should know that vintage pens are like old cranky grandpas. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, you know, but there's just something about writing and talking, or using them, that newer pens just can't compete. Newer pens just work, but at the end of the day, for me, they're just boring. So let's get down to specifics. Size of PFM compared to something new, like this is the size compared to a Twisby VAC 700, by the way. I hope it's focusing. It's probably a quarter of an inch shorter, capped. Unopened, and in terms of length, it's just quarter of an inch shorter. The size of it, I think why this pen is so comfortable is because of the girth. I haven't read into the history, but I think this was the first time that probably I don't know that much about the history, but I think this was the first time that Sheaffer took a chance and started building oversized pens like this. It's short, it's stubby, it's almost like a cigar shape. It's the original PFMs were either snorkels or the touchdown. The later version, all of them were snorkels. So after this I will do somewhat of a close-up session with the pen, together with a writing sample of it. The size of it is about 5 inches. Weight, roughly version 1s to 5 will be about, give or take, 20 grams about. So it is not a light pen. It's substantial in the hand, and capped is about 6 inches. And when you extend it, yeah, I will do more in the close-up. A snorkel comes out, at least in the earlier versions of the pen. A snorkel comes out to pull in the ink. I would say up until the version of Legacy, I still love the pen, where for me, although the mechanism to take in the ink, people would say that, you know, it's outdated, or it's the snorkel, it's hard to maintain. Part of the allure of PFMs to me, it's playing around with it, playing around with the snorkel, cleaning it up. I guess to me it's part and parcel of the pen, and I guess that is the same reason I get restless, or I feel bored using something like a newer or more modern take on these kind of pens, where everything just works fine, and you know, you don't, you are left not participating in the whole thing except just writing. For me, having a fountain pen hobby is more than just writing. It is also maintaining it, taking care of it, and so yeah, that is the reason why I love my PFMs. I got a few. I got this is Mark 5, Mark 2, and this is Mark 5 again. Different versions of it. Of course, these pens are expensive to buy. Be prepared to spend about at least 100 over if you're lucky US on it on eBay, or about 200 over. I spent the Mark 1 I actually bought from a seller from Thailand, but I had to spend a small fortune to fix it after that, because the inner protective sheath was corroded, and the cap was corroded. Actually, the version 5 of this is not its original cap. I actually had to buy a separate cap for this. But for me, these are user pens. I don't collect them, I use them, and there is, I feel a certain closeness to them using them every day, instead of just putting them in a case and, you know, just looking at them and then finally selling them off to someone when I know when I don't want them anymore. I would rather they be part of the history, of my history, that I put into journals every day. So yeah, see you. So, you know, this will be my this is my first review. So do comment, do let me know, you know, how can I improve this, and but essentially this video is just for me to convey my love for PFMs and why I love them so much. Yeah, so I'll show you a little bit more in the close-up of the writing sample later. Thanks. So as I promised, this is the close-up session and writing sample session with PFMs. So you can see it is about 5 inches in length, and they all have inlaid nibs, beautiful inlaid nibs by Sheaffer. They really they write very well. All their pens in that era had this nib, right from PFMs to Tagras. Okay, so when you open, the way to fill it is through a snorkel. You twist the end here, you pull it out, and this, put it inside ink, and it will suck up the ink. When you open this up, PFMs are known to be one of the most complex built fountain pens around, because inside here you have this protective sheath which protects the sac, and then when you pull this out, you actually pull it out together with the nib, I mean the snorkel. So you can see that okay, so this is the pen.
few pieces there is. So it's quite hard to, you know, I guess the reason why that Sheaffer decided to simplify this design was to make servicing of this pen easier. But then, you know, in my opinion, it's sort of I'll fix that back later. So now we'll go for a writing sample. For the lack of choice, I'll just go with a quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This is a fine nib. It's slightly wet. This is the PFM Mark II. Now let's do the PFM Mark 5, sorry. You really have to write with this pen to appreciate that inlaid nib. It's really, really good. That speed keeps up well, and for a pen this old, it's impressive. The innards of this pen still looks I would say very acceptable for a pen this age. This is not its original cap. Its original cap was rusting away, so I had to replace this. I use these two guys on a daily basis to do my journal writing, and I feel like I'm part of the history of this pen. It's good. So if you do get a chance, get one of these pens and try it out. You will really, really not regret it. It's really very good. So thank you. I hope this has been helpful to you. Like and subscribe.